Okay, YouTube, back with another one here, and as you can see, I got the fender here, and since it's already taken apart, as you can see on the inside, we got a lot of surface rust also. And what I do before I work on the outside, I want to work on the inside so I could treat this here. So I got a little wire wheel here, and I also got some sanding paper, but I'm gonna go ahead and sand the whole thing out, smooth it out. I'll put some rust treatment on there so the rust does not come back. And we'll pretty much treat the inside before we move on to the outside. So this is the first step here. Got the fender out. Gonna remove all this surface rust, and then I'll put like a little black matte finish on there, and then I'll take it from there. Okay, YouTube, back with another video here, and as you can see, I'm working on the 66 Impala. And what I did, I kind of sanded everything down. We had a lot of surface rust, but there was a lot of hard to reach spaces here. And I've been doing some research on something here, and what we have here, this is muriatic acid. And I tell you, this stuff works great for the last couple of parts that I used it on. But this chemical seems to attack rust, and I'm gonna show you just a short example here how it works. But it seems to focus primarily on rust, and but the thing is, after it starts to clear up that rust, you have to clean it off real quick because it dries, and I guess due to the air, and I guess if you're in a humid area, that rust will come right back. So it's good to spray it, clean it, make sure it's completely dry, probably with some degreaser, and then apply your paint. But I just want to do a demonstration here. As you can see, we got a lot of surface rust on this area, and I'm just going to spray. And right in front of you, you will see that rust just start to just disappear. And as you can see here, we're going to the clean chrome, and by me wiping with some assistance, be careful because this stuff is real strong, and you should wear a mask when applying this. But as you can see here, compared to what we have here to what we have here, that surface rust is completely disintegrated. So I just wanted to bring that up with the process on the panel here that I'm doing. But yeah, muriatic acid. If I could pull the bottle out here, I actually purchased it from Home Depot. And it seems to work real great. I'll just bring it up here. It's the Hdx Muriatic Acid. And when it comes to surface rust removal, I have to tell you, this stuff here works great. This is where I kind of just sand it down with a grinder, with a soft brush. And after that, applying the muriatic acid. As you can see here, that surface area is completely clean. I can pretty much grind it down a little more, but there's no rust. It pretty much eliminated the rust compared to what we have here. But that's my take, YouTube. I just wanted to bring that up, and I'll update you with any next process and steps that I go through. Thank you, YouTube. I'm spraying the muriatic acid all over the metal here. Now, the thing about spraying muriatic acid on rust is just that I come to see you have to find coverage soon after you spray this, because it becomes so clean and pure. I guess with the air and the moisture, it attracts rust right away. So if I just apply this muriatic acid without primering the surface, that rust will automatically come right back. So as you can see here, I'm spraying the acid on here. And what I will do is right after is wash everything down with water. But as you can see, all that rust is just completely gone. And we'll pretty much take it from there, YouTube. I'll make another video. I'll see if I could apply the primer and everything so that everything dissolves properly. Okay, YouTube, and then we'll take it from there. As you can see, I hosed it all down with the water hose. No pressure washer, just the water hose. And as you can see, the surface is pretty clean. All that surface rust that was there. And right as we're watching while the fender is drying, you could see a little bit of surface rust attempting to come back because we have air and moisture. So that's the problem. These two sources here, they cause rust to come back. And but compared to how it looked before, we have a surface here that's rust free, but as I'm making this video, the rust is clearly coming back. So what I'll do, I'll spray another coat, I'll wash it down, and then I'll blow it all out. And then I'll just lay a coat of primer on there to see what that actually does. And then we'll pretty much take it from there. Yeah, but I would say muriatic acid is actually the perfect rust buster. It removes the rust right before your eyes. You know, I'm actually watching it happen as I spray. So kind of going by what I see, not what I hear. And yeah, this is it, YouTube. Rust is gone, and then we'll pretty much take it from there. What I did, I grabbed the scrub pad that I have here just to kind of get a better glimpse of what I'm doing. And as you can see, we pretty much got this down to the metal here. There is some surfaces where the primer that was actually on there did stick real good. But yeah, we're down to the metal. Now I have to blow this thing out so that it's completely dry. And I want to apply a coat of primer so that rust doesn't come back, because it starts to come back in a matter of minutes from being cleaned with the muriatic acid here. And then we'll pretty much take it from there. Okay, YouTube, on another step, I just wanted to bring this up, and as you can see here, I have this bottle here. After that muriatic acid, I pretty much had to come up with a solution to keep that rust from just coming back, because it almost happens instantly. So what I did, I have this rust treatment here, and it's supposed to stop rust in its tracks, and it works as a primer also. Stops rust in its tracks, as we see here. Something that I purchased off Amazon, and this here, the Hdx, that's from Home Depot. And I tell you, these two are the perfect combination to remove rust. And as you can see here, you can check the prior videos of the rust surfaces that I had. And we pretty much have no more rust on this part here. So what I'll do, I'll clean it out. I'll try to level everything out. And then I'm gonna apply a coat of primer. And then I'll add a flat, black flat paint finish to it. Coat it about 2 or 3 times just to prevent that rust from coming back. And then we'll take it from there. Yeah, but this is on a 66, and I'm working my way from the inside out, as you can see here. And then we'll pretty much take it from there. Okay, YouTube. As you can see here, YouTube, after a quick dry with the Stop Rust activator, and just grabbed the towel, and I can pretty much dried everything down. So that kind of maintains the surface so that that rust does not come back right away. So it gives me a little bit of time to kind of prep things while I'm working on it. But as you can see here, we got a good surface metal. Feel a little bit of wobbly. Well, not that much, but it's smooth, but I do feel a little bit. And that's all from the opposite side here. Well, I'll apply some body filler, make sure that the surface is as sharp as glass. But as you can see here, YouTube, we're only focusing on cleaning up the inside, and then I'm gonna apply a matte black on here so that rust does not come back. And I'll probably apply some primer, and then I'll apply 3 coats of the matte finish, and then I'll pretty much be done with the outside. And I'll pretty much be done with the inside, and then I'll focus on the outside. Yep, but this is it, YouTube. So what I did, I let that rust stop, kind of sit for a minute. And I wiped everything down maybe 40 minutes later. And now I passed the degreaser over the whole surface area so that there's no oil. And that pretty much got me a clean microfiber towel, and I'm just kind of going through everything because I really want that primer and that matte paint to stick so that the rust does not come back on the inside. But as you can see here, we got a much cleaner surface. There is a surface paint on there from the prior touch-up, but it's fine because this is only the inside. I'm only doing this to maintain the inside so that that rust does not come back, and we'll pretty much take it from there. But yeah, it feels good, it's clean, it's dry, it's kind of sticky so that I know that paint will adhere, and then we'll pretty much take it from there, YouTube. I'll apply just a small coat of primer because the paint that I'm using is a flat Rust-Oleum paint, and it's paint over metal, so it does not really require a primer, but I'm gonna add primer just to add a layer on there, and then we'll pretty much take it from there, YouTube. Just laid the primer down on the inside, and as you can see here, it's a bit spotty. That's because some areas are drying faster than the other, but it is a symmetrical coat. It's just that I kind of have it outside for the wind to help with the drying process. And what I'll probably do, I'll let this dry overnight because primer does have its own properties to where you actually let it cure before you could apply another layer of some sort of paint. What I've come to see is that primer, you can apply it, but then after another 30 minutes, if you really tamper with that surface, most of the time it's not cured yet. So primer, well, from what I come to see, takes a bit more of the curing process than paint does. So what I'll do, I'll let this sit. It's drying. It's spotty, but it's one coat, and it's coming out good. And then I'll just apply flat matte black paint on there just to preserve the inside so that that rust does not come back. But as you can see here, yes, this is the inner fender for the 1966 Chevy Impala, coming out good. And this is how I treat rust, and you know, more than likely it will not come back. Okay, YouTube. Both panels pretty much done. Still going through the drying process. This is a kind of rubberized paint here, but it is for rust protection. It clearly says that it stops rust on the bottle, and just some surfaces that are still wet. But yeah, the inner panel is pretty much all covered in this rubberized paint, and I gave it 2 coats. I did one, I let it sit for 10 minutes, let it kind of flash a little, dry up, and then as you can see here, that second coat is drying. Give it another maybe 30 minutes to an hour before I bring it inside. But this is it, YouTube, for the 66 Impala. And the aerosol can spray that I used is the Rust-Oleum undercoating stops rust. You have a before and after picture, and it's a rubberized paint. And this is it, YouTube. Both panels here pretty much done. I'm happy. Now that the inside done, I'll focus on some other projects that I got going on with the car, but I'm working my way from the inside and working my way out. And this is it, YouTube. Keep you updated. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. Will be appreciated. Have a good one, y'all. Okay, YouTube, as you can see here, we got the insides done. This is just a 16-hour post follow-up, and actually an ending for this. It's pretty much done. This is something I don't want to say that I did not want to do, but the inside did need attention. And as you can see here, we got it all rubberized black, and all the prep, all my steps to how I did it, you know, are on this video. And I'm pretty happy with how it came out. As you can see here, everything is clean, it's rubberized, and I believe we got some good protection for a long ways to go so that rust does not come back. Yeah, but this is it, 16 hours. I may touch it up with another coat just to kind of even it out, but as it is, it's fine. I just didn't want to throw it on the car like that because there was rust, and you know, where there's rust, it's like cancer. It's just gonna spread, so at least I halted that. And we're at this point. Now I could get to working on the outsides here as planned. I'll give it the good paint. And this is it, YouTube, how you get rid of rust, how you prep inside of a panel if you ever need to get to that point when you're restoring your build. But I would not throw the panels on there without giving rusted areas like that attention, especially when you're putting so much money on the looks of the car. You know, you want to treat every area so that those areas does not affect the good areas that you're doing your big investments on. But yeah, this is it, YouTube. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Would really much appreciate it. But this is my take on how you pretty much prep your parts and take care of what you have. Thank you, YouTube.